Hello, everybody, and welcome to the official Clown Town podcast here on the Chief and Jehovah Variety Channel. My name is Chief and Jehovah, also known as Jacob, and joining me today, once again, as always, is Dino.
Heyo!
We again do not have a third because it is late as fuck on a Monday, and I'm gonna have to censor that out with a quack. That's okay. That way I can monetize this. Alrighty, how's it going, Dino?
Doing pretty good. It does seem like we find ourselves at the dirtiest, buttest crack of dawn. But, honestly, I don't mind it, to be honest. Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, especially since, this is my one-off day, and we're technically late on this podcast.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
This is going to get uploaded pretty much right as this recording session's done, and we're recording the after show.
I've got a really good reason for you, other than just haven't gotten around to it, for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. I've just been working and, tired, not wanting to do it.
And my business finally has shut down. I was a cook at one point, and we got bought out. Don't feel bad. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Kind of doomed from the start. So.
Yeah, had a good run. But if you want to, that after show I was talking about, if you want to join us in on that after show, click that join button down below. I think you can only do it on a desktop if you're on desktop, but everybody knows you're on your phone. Probably while you're taking a shit, eating your beer, whatever you're doing.
Your beer, hell yeah, baby.
Drinking your spaghetti.
Drinking your food. Yep.
Yep. If you shove food up your ass, you shit out your mouth. But if you guys want to join us on that, hit that join button down below. 99 cents a month for members only. We put out at least half-hour spiel every week, along with podcast episodes. We try to at least. So it supports the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. But if you don't, we still appreciate your views. We appreciate comments. We appreciate any sort of feedback back on the Chief and Joe Variety Channel on the Clown Town official podcast. But yeah, so today, Dino.
So you said it was extra visual. Normally,
it's a very visual. This is gonna be a very visual podcast. So if you're listening, I'll try to go into detail as much as I can while we're going on it. And some of the videos I'll be playing here today, we're gonna be listening a little bit and being very visual today. Because this is a pretty serious topic. So our last podcast, we got pretty political, right? We got pretty political, and towards the end there, we were talking about mass shooters a good bit, which is very rampant in our country, especially today. Very serious topic, something that really needs to,
very sensitive too. Not even just like in terms of like how popular or like how like often we see it, but just like how divided we are and just how we want to deal with it.
There's so many ways to go about it, but there's no right way to go about it, if that makes sense. Really, we can make this argument all day, but I think we can all agree that the people who take down these shooters are heroes, who threw their lives in the line, threw their lives in front of fire, and had a chance of dying along with the other victims.
Because look, like I get that not every cop is gonna be like gonna be squeaky clean and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they are there to risk their lives for us. So
yeah, you got bad apples in a bunch, but there's some real shining stars out there. But even cops aren't always gonna be there to save you, so sometimes you gotta take it into your own hands. Mm-hmm. And a very popular gentleman who I can very much say is a hero. Brandon Tsay, I hope I'm saying that right. I believe his name is Brandon Tsay. He recently stopped the LA mass shooter that actually happened the day after we released that podcast. That very next day, like not even 12 hours before that podcast aired, or 12 hours after that podcast aired, a mass shooting happened. 10 people dead by a 72-year-old man.
What?
Yep, 72-year-old man. I don't remember the race of the man. Don't really care. Don't really give him any more attention. I think he survived. I think he went in with a Mac 10. Really, really like try to modify his own suppressor on the end of it and things like that. It was not too form. But Mr. Brandon Tsay, God bless you. He was. Let me read the official article, and I'll actually pull it up so everybody can see here. I'll share it to you, Dino, as well, so that you can see it.
Alright.
I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. But hero who disarmed the Monterey Park shooting suspect, honored with Medal of Courage.
I see pretty good.
Yep. He was I can't remember exactly where he was. Was working in the ticket office at the I'm gonna butcher that name. Al Haramba Dance Studio when the armed man entered and pointed a firearm at him. Tsay told CNN last week he lunged at Tran and struggled with him for 40 seconds. He said Tran hit him several times on the face, in the back of his head, and on the back of his hands.
God.
Tsay said before he was able to wrench the gun away from Tran during the struggle, he thought to himself, if I let go of this gun, what's gonna happen to me, people around me, my friends, my family? You know, how many more people is this guy gonna kill? He's already killed 10 people at this point. He's already ended 10 lives. And I actually have the video.
Oh my God, there's a fucking video?
There's a video of Mr. Tsay taking down this guy. See, he's got it there. I do believe that is a, yeah. So yeah,
that looks like a MAC-10.
That's a MAC-10. MAC-10s are such shitty machine pistols, dude.
What in the fuck does he have on the end of that goddamn
It looks like a makeshift suppressor. So they're actually, the MAC-10s and MAC-11s are so small that usually they have a massive suppressor that'll have like this heat-resistant material on the end of it, to where you can hold it and shoot without burning your hand, because they're such a small. Because I believe the actual term for them are machine pistols, because the mechanism.
So you're supposed to hold it by the suppressor.
You're supposed to hold it by the suppressor.
Ah!
And he didn't shoot him there. He's either at like, so this is Mr. Tsay, and this is the shooter with the beanie on. The shooter's got the beanie on. He's a 70-year-old man. Tsay's keeping the gun away from him. He had a good chance to fire on him right there,
but he didn't. Oh my God.
Whether he didn't want to, you know, I totally get it. Killing somebody's not easy to do.
Oh yeah, you
like
can't
that's traumatizing as shit.
Especially if you look them in the eye like that, you know, like that was.
But
look, you can see he's thinking about it.
He's thinking, literally. He's like, I could just end this guy right here, but do I really want to do that? He doesn't have a weapon now. I got the weapon.
Oh.
He's hitting him over the head with shit. And Mr. Tsay, he's got it right there. He could shoot him, but he either doesn't want to, the gun's jammed, out of ammo, whatever in the case. But I think right here is about the time where I don't know if he beats him over the head with the gun or what. But I mean, if you got a gun, you don't know how to use it, it's still a blunt force object. Beat the shit out of him with it. Because that's metal. Metal going against bone. It's no contest.
That this old man.
There's no telling what was going through that old guy's mind, why he started shooting this. I don't know if there's
he let him go.
Well, what else is he gonna do? He can't really hold him there.
What the fucking gun you can hold him there?
He doesn't know what's happened. Like, this guy doesn't know that, you know, that this piece of shit killed all these fucking people already. All he knows is this guy was coming into his place that he was like dealing tickets at or whatever, or selling tickets to.
He doesn't even know that.
No, at this point, he doesn't know that this guy was a mass shooter. He just thinks that he's coming here to shoot up this place, and he stops him. He's like, "Get the fuck out!" He disarmed him. He got rid of the gun. I don't think he had any more guns on him because he would have just pulled it out and shot him. You know, like I think this was his only weapon. It's so weird. MAC-10s are old as shit, man. There's some old fucking guns, but Brandon Tsay, God bless you. Thank you for doing what you did.
I cannot believe that was caught on video.
There could have been so many more people dead if he wouldn't have if he wouldn't be able to stop him. Yeah, but I mean, this man, he did a really good thing, and Biden commented on it.
Oh, have mercy.
Thank you for such an incredible action in face of danger. Biden told him, "I don't think you understand just how much you've done for so many people who are never even going to even know you, but I want them to know more about you. You have my respect. You are America, pal. You are who we are. You are who we are. America's never backed down. We've always stepped up because of people like you." And I mean, that's a very true statement. That's very good words.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's a hero. He really is. Anybody who stops a shooter, a mass shooter, just anybody, like, if you stop anybody in general who's trying to commit harm to somebody, you're a hero. Accept it. People, you know, that's just how that's just how you are.
Because in some moments like that, you might even freeze. Like, that, not everyone's capable of being able to fucking like make a move. Like,
you can run yourself through. You can run yourself through as many scenarios as possible. You can try to prepare yourself as best possible, but you don't really know how you're gonna react until you're in that situation. You can try to mentally prepare yourself, like, and I mean, I think that we should like try to prepare yourself as best as possible, but it's not always going to happen, and I mean that's just the fact of life. It's not always going to be that case. People's fight or flight comes in. Sometimes you just kind of freeze or run away, or you fight, and we don't really know until we're in that situation. Like, I would like to think that I would do the same thing, but I don't know if I would just fucking throw my hands up and stay. I can't really say for sure. I would like
Yeah,
to
and
fight.
so much goes through your mind in that moment, and you can see with that guy too. Like he was contemplating about what to do in
What
that
to do?
situation
Like,
during the fight.
should I
Like
shoot this guy? Should I hold
yeah,
him down? But like, even shooting, like, and that's a lot of people have the ball, like, think that they have the nut, like the fucking gonads to shoot somebody. But to be honest, like, I don't want to have to.
it's
I
not
don't
that
think I would be
simple.
able to. Like, I
It's
would
really
like to
not that
think that I
simple.
could, but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'd
I'm
be
a
able to
bit
kill somebody.
like I'm too like sentimental because all I can think about is what has pushed this old man to get to this point.
Yeah,
So I
what's
just
gone through.
yeah.
I don't know if they've gotten any confirmation on a motive for the shooting,
If
or if
the,
it was just, I don't even think there really are motives anymore. I just
I was
think
about
people
to
are having
say
these psychotic breaks lately.
yeah.
People are being fed a lot of fear these days,
Well,
and
not
I
to
think
mention
that
we
fear
had the
drives people to go
isolation
crazy.
time. Like there was a lot of people who were cooped up for the longest time. And I
Yeah,
even know some people who are still like super afraid to fucking go out. So like
yeah,
I can imagine that some people are still actually driving themselves insane, staying at home and still fucking self-isolating.
yeah. I mean, people are. Like I was going over. Like, we have a. I'm not saying it in like an offensive way. We have a very sensitive culture now. We have a very sensitive society this time around. People really got to, like, you really got to make sure, like, that these people know that they're going to be okay before they're ready to come out. And I mean, that's just how they are. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I mean, like, they just gotta, you gotta tell them that everything's gonna be okay, or they're not gonna believe you. Like, they're not gonna, trust to come outside, or to trust anything really. But I mean, that's just how some people are now, and I mean, it's more prominent these days. But I mean, I don't blame people for being cautious.
It just blows my
It's your
mind.
health, it's your life. You should be like, you should take it into consideration as you want.
This guy was 70.
Yeah, he was
70.
72. I can get a little more
What?
information on that. I guess I could see.
I cannot
I'm gonna look to
believe.
see if there's a. Yeah, he was 72 years old.
I just don't get. I feel like most people who get to that age barely give a shit anymore. Like they've already lived most of their life. They're just kind of like, I'm just
Shooting motive
enjoying retirement, shooting the shit.
suspected. That's what I would think, dude. Like, you're at the end of your life, just what the fuck does it matter
I
anymore?
wouldn't even say end of your life.
Even if the,
Like,
like, you're getting towards the end. 75, you're 70. Let's say the average person lives to 100 or whatever. They don't. It's like 85 or some shit, or 80.
yeah.
But I mean, like, let's say, like, you're 70, yeah, 72-year-old gunman who carried out a mass shooting in Monterey Park. Uh, I don't want to find his name on here. Because we don't. Nope. I saw his name up there. I'm scrolling past it.
If you need help, I can help blur
Actually,
edit that out.
yeah, I don't think this. Okay, I don't think they can see it on the Discord screen, which is good. Um, 72-year-old man opened fire from his.
Oh yeah, no, they can't.
Fragments
They
of
only
his
see
life
you.
and possible motives for the attack have slowly emerged. He at one time frequently frequented the ballroom dance scene, but appeared to have personal grievances against some in that world. He lived somewhat isolated life, and maybe he was there. Maybe clear sense why he killed 11 people. Oh, he killed 11 people in Monterey Park
Fuck.
before launching another attack at a dance hall, which is where he was thwarted, thank God, by Mr. Brandon Tsay. Called the news, LA conference. No one has hit to recall the shooter. He has not been to the dance halls in the last 5 years. As of today, best interviews, they have not been able to establish a connection between the suspect or any victims.
I think it might just be too early to know because you said that this happened literally fucking right after
Yeah,
the
it's been like
last
2
week's
weeks.
podcast, right? Yeah,
It's
so I
been.
think it might still be too early to know.
It might be still. We're assuming an additional getaway vehicle to use if needed to. He shot 42 times in a spraying motion inside the dance studio and left behind a 30-round mag,
God,
which is pretty standard for Mac 10s.
what's gonna suck?
10.
Because it's stories like this,
Oh,
right?
here we go.
That fucking set off politicians to start making crazy ass gun laws that have
The-
nothing to do with the actual crime itself.
I don't know if it's the sheriff or if it was the governor or whoever said They called it an assault pistol for some
Oh,
reason.
have mercy.
I think the official name for a Mac-10, the actual name for a Mac-10 is a machine pistol. Because they're generally semi-automatic, but he might have, if it was made before 1968, which let me double check my facts on that. When was the Mac-10 made?
I mean, based on his age, I mean,
Yeah, Mac-10 was made in 1964. So I mean, it could, if it was made before then, which he would have been around to buy one then. Yeah, he could have had it be fully auto and still be legal, depending if he
wow.
owned it that long. Well, actually, technically, you don't have to have it since then. You can buy them manufactured back then. They still be legal without needing a tax stamp. But it's specified that the gun Tran used in the attack, generally known as a Mac-10, was a Cobra M11-9 assault pistol, which is not an assault pistol. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Which is purchased in the Monterey Park? Fuck.
Cobra M. It's just a Mac-11. Mac-11.
It's a magazine.
Mac-11. What would it be called? Gun type. Straight blowback cartridge.
I think it'd be called like frame, maybe.
Machine pistol, submachine gun. So yeah, it's not an
So
assault
machine
pistol. That's just see people. I'm not.
People
trying to
are
go-
ready to. We can.
You put
because
the
I know what
word.
you want.
You put the
Assault.
word assault in front of it, and that scares the public. And to
Well,
think
yeah,
that
because
there's some magical like pistol that's
they think
made,
it's militaristic.
and
That's
it's
what they
not.
think.
This thing was not used by military. It was used by some police forces back in the day. But this was not a military weapon. I do not believe. I believe this was mostly a gangster weapon, to be honest. If I'm being real, these things are so fucking ineffective. Actually, I think some special. Well, yeah, it's still police. Special, anti-terrorist enforcements used like small, machine pistols, SMGs.
Why wouldn't you just want like a full sized? Wait, what?
The pistol was purchased. The gun was purchased in Monterey Park in February of 1999 and not registered in the state of California. Naranjo 7.62 by 25 millimeter pistol was used in his suicide. Damn, 7.62 by 25. That was the same caliber used by the MG43. MG43.
Oh God.
I'm stupid. Hold on.
Okay. I was about to say that.
What's that fucking gun called? I can't think of it. It's a World War II weapon. Before the 7.62 by 39, before the AK was made with the 7.62 by 39 cartridge.
I'm not up to speed with my World War II weaponry.
Okay, so the STG-44 uses 7.92 by 33 millimeter. It's not STG-43. It's not that. It's a fucking MP-43. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh my God.
MP-43. No embarrassment. MP-43. It used a fucking... What gun used a 7.62 by 25? I was just looking at one the other day, and it's pissing me off that I don't know it.
Tarkov?
Handguns. Well, yeah, that's what he used, was a handgun. But there's a fucking SMG that I'm thinking of that used it. PPS-43. 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 That's the fucking gun I'm thinking of. God damn it.
Oh my God.
God damn it. I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot.
I've never remembered what these were called specifically.
Because
but I
I
remember the
should have
shape.
known, because it's cousin to the PPSH. PPSH 41, which I believe
Holy
fires.
It's like its cousin.
I believe it fires. What the fuck do you fire? What the fuck do you fire? Caliber. Oh, it also fires 7.62 by 25. I'm a fucking idiot. I thought this fired the. Oh, it does fire the Parabellum and the 7.6 point.
So it shoots
7.63.
both.
Well, they come in different calibers. Many guns do.
I mean, yeah.
off on that rant.
Like that
sorry.
fucking 22 revolver. Oh my god, this shit is fucking
Also
hilarious.
recovered a
Fucking-
Savage Arms 308 bolt action rifle.
Yeah, but that was at his home. So
That was at his home. Yeah, that was probably just a hunting rifle if he hunted or whatever. But yeah. So this is a little more well-known story. Right? I'm gonna give big props to Mr. Tsay again for stopping this piece of shit.
God, I cannot believe there's footage. Fuck, and that could have ended so much worse, dude. That could have been a totally different fucking camera footage shot.
It could have been so much worse. Like this could have had like a live leak fucking logo on it. You know, like it could have been pretty bad. But he saved a lot of lives.
Dude, God bless.
So this is another story about another man who stopped a mass shooting.
Wow.
Put an end to it. Mr. Raul Mendez, sorry. I want to give props to him and the women involved in taking down the shooter because they did a fantastic job. I couldn't find the names of the women. I searched for a little bit here and I couldn't find them, so I apologize for not properly. But this did not properly crediting. Correct. So I'm gonna swap over to the other screen share again. So let me tell you this, Dino.
All right.
So actually, let me look up the statistic real quick. Well, before I do, let me get your guess.
Okay.
How many people do you think are able to survive? Like, how many people do you think have survived headshots? A shot to the head.
I have seen some goofy ass stories now. So before, I would have told you there's no fucking way. But now, I'd say percentage of survival. I would say you might have like a 4% chance of maybe
4% chance.
4%.
So I don't actually know what the chances of survival are. What are the chances of surviving a headshot?
Surviving a plane crash, brother.
That's very low. Gunshot wounds that are fatal about 90% of the time. Oh. With many victims dying before arriving in hospital, for victims who survive the initial trauma, about 50% die in the emergency room. That's not too bad.
50% once they make it to the hospital. That's fucking nuts.
But if you make it to the hospital, you still have a 50% chance of surviving. But apparently, 10% of people survive the gunshot wounds.
Oh my god!
More than you think, because we're in here. The you is in your head. Like, we are the brain. The thing that is lucky to be here is all up here, and this is its home. And if you get hit in that home, you're dead. Like,
well, even not just dead, but like you have permanent damage. Like you might not be able to talk right. You might not even be the same fucking person you were.
And that's another thing. Just surviving doesn't mean like you're, completely the same. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what if I told you that this man got shot in the head and managed to get up and take down the shooter?
You know how fucking scary that would be to fucking have anybody come rising back up after you shot them?
The guy had like last stand,
Well, just like I don't know about you, but like if I shoot somebody and they get the fuck back up, I'm thinking they're like no other bullets are gonna work.
Yeah, like it's done. Like I can't do anything more to this man that I haven't done already.
Oh my god.
Like getting shot and getting back up in general is already kind of a feat. But I mean, getting shot in the head, and you know that you shot this guy in the head, and then he stands back up. This guy's immortal. This guy was meant to be alive. I should just give up now.
Even the thought of that, having somebody that I assumed was dead get back up,
it's
sends
horrifying.
Down my back.
It's like
oh my god,
ultimate uncanny valley. Well, this man Raul Mendez, I'm gonna keep screwing his name out because they want to call him Menendez, but it's Mendez. Stopped a madman. It was just a regular day, regular party, and the neighbor came in, giving a plate of food, giving drinks. We're just kind of sitting at a table, and then out of nowhere, he just pops up and shoots the guy who's standing right in front of him and hits him in the throat. And the dude starts like spitting out, and Mr. Mendez heard the gunshot, and as he's going to go turn around, I'll let him tell his tale. Actually, we'll let Mr. Mendez tell his tale here.
Fill in the tale. Oh my god!
Turned around. Actually shot me right here on the side, right near my ear.
Oh.
The bullet just shattered my jaw, eye socket, nose, and actually came out my left eye.
As people ran for safety, his pregnant wife rushed to him.
She just thought, like, you know what, my husband is dead.
Then she found their 2 daughters and hid in a closet as the shooting continued.
That's the right fucking move too. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna lie. Like if I was in that situation with Erica, and I got shot in the head, even if I was still alive, I would not want her to be anywhere near me. I'd want her to find our kids, get them to safety as fast
Get
as
the fuck
fucking
out.
possible.
Yeah,
Just leave me.
absolutely.
I'm done. I'm dead. I'm more than likely dead. Just leave me there.
At
Like,
the very least, get them to safety first.
get them to
and we'll come back
safety.
for you.
Call whoever, the police, whatever you need to do, or ideally have her gun on her if if she carried a gun, or like take mine if you know I had mine on me, like. But I'll let this continue for a minute.
41-year-old Conradito Ochoa.
And I want to clarify. This happened on July 3rd. On July 3rd of last year. So it's been about 6 months. Good Lord, cats.
It's been a while. Okay.
This man unfortunately was also shot and killed.
Navarro died trying to escape.
Did you ever think?
Yeah. I watched a podcast on a channel I'd never heard of before. It was a pretty big channel. I'd never heard of him before. I think the guy who runs its name is Colion Noir. I'd never seen anything. This is the first video I saw of him, was interviewing this guy. That's the first time I heard this story. So I want to look more into it and bring some light to it, because this guy fucking did an incredible thing. So did the everybody involved that helped bring this guy down. The mothers that were involved. I don't know if this video will go over. We're not gonna go through the whole video. I have another one we'll pull up. But the gentleman before, apparently he was shot as he was getting to the door, and the gunman came over and executed him.
My God.
It's fucking brutal. I think 4 people in total were killed in this. And obviously he shot and killed the gunman.
That
We
you
had
put in a
to.
situation. I never thought, but of course, I was always prepared.
Mendez says 2 women fought Hunt off in the master bedroom. One of them was shot but would survive. Mendez says
Wow.
adrenaline helped him get up and grab his own gun.
And just as he's trying to pull out his other firearm, that's where I stopped the threat right then and there.
Mendez tells me he
Yeah, so the guy had two handguns on him.
Oh, mercy.
carried a concealed weapon for years.
You never know when I have to go out of my way to protect my family, my loved ones, or even a fellow innocent, citizen.
Hunt's Instagram
And
account
that's
says
why
he-
you
I don't
carry.
wanna- I don't want to show that guy's account. I
We'll
won't
stop
blur
right
that
there.
out.
Here.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend that
the guy was
are talking about it now.
The guy was yeah. So the guy he shot was a former armory recruiter. Yeah, we clipped out where they showed the guy's Instagram page. We don't give names or any kind of credit or any kind of recognition to these fucking killers. Like that doesn't happen. Like you're getting no recognition for what you done. What you did was horrible. You're a fucking monster.
The fact that they even show that is kind of fucking bizarre to me.
Blows me away that news stations will air the name of the fucking killer. Like, cause that's in some cases that's what some people are after, or just getting their name out there. Like, you'll always fucking remember me killing your loved ones, so somebody will fucking remember them even after they're dead.
And I know that that's exactly how it is. Like they just fucking
It's
want to cause as much damage as possible to
causing
fucking-
chaos, dude. They're fucking bastards. But God bless this guy. God bless the women that were there. I'm trying to just kind of go based off memory because I don't want to keep showing news articles.
I mean, but I kind of want to go off on a tangent real quick because
yeah.
I feel like I haven't talked about this on a podcast. Maybe I have. Stop me if I have. But I feel like since I've come to Washington from here to Washington, like the conception of a concealed carry has never been more clarified to me in all my life. Like coming from the north, right? Like we just, I don't know, like I wouldn't say that you're raised to feel this way, but like the consensus, right, is that gun, like with police around. I hate to even say it because it seems so fucking stupid for me to say out loud with the opinions I have now. But it feels like with the police you have, you shouldn't need to carry a weapon on you because a lot of these people aren't trustworthy enough to have weapons on them. But when I hear stories like these, it's like this is the exact reason why you want to carry in the first place. Because what if you are in a situation where, like, what if I were in a situation where I could be the one to stop this person, and it's fucking you or Erica, it's Wade, and everybody who has growing families in the fucking room, and I'm the only person that could stop somebody in that
Take
moment.
down
I
the
would
threat.
want, yeah, I would want to be packing.
Yeah.
Fucking 3 years ago, me would be we like that's ridiculous. Just call the
Just
police.
call the police. Close the door. Call the police.
But even just driving from Washington to here, like it's not that simple. It's
not.
just straight up not that
It's really
simple.
not. And police take time to get there. Police don't always handle situations correctly either. Involving more guns in a situation, which calling the police you do. I'm not saying calling the police is a bad idea. Definitely, like, if you're in a situation like this, call the fucking cops. Get them there. Like, they're the law enforcement. Let them do their job. But at the same time, that's not going to help you when there's a gun in your fucking face.
Yeah.
Guys got power. If you can at least put yourself on an equal playing field as him. And I mean, I even in a case when a guy has a rifle, having at least a firearm, even if it is a handgun, puts you in a higher advantage than what you'd be without one.
For sure.
And I mean, that's why I carry. And I don't always carry. I need to, because you never know when the fuck something's gonna happen. Erica, sometimes stops me. It's like, why are you bringing that? Like, there's no point in bringing that. I'm like, well, we're having a baby and stuff now. Like, I want to be able to make sure that my child gets here for once, and that we make it home, because there's so many crazy motherfuckers out there that you don't know who's gonna pull a gun at anywhere. It's fucking insanity today. Nobody's in their right fucking mind anymore. And I
that's
mean,
kind of the thing too.
I feel like I shouldn't, like, in a perfect world, I wouldn't have to carry a weapon with me, but it's not a perfect world. People are only getting more and more mentally ill by the fucking day, and it's ridiculous. And I have to carry a weapon, so I don't care if I'm going to a fucking family event. We went to a wedding the other week. One of my best friends, I brought a fucking gun. You want to know why? Because I want to make sure that my buddy gets to enjoy the rest of his life with his wife.
No, I totally understand.
And somebody fucking pulls out a gun. Like, I want to make sure everybody there gets home safe.
Like, it's one thing if, like, the wedding there specifically says that firearm free or whatever the fuck, but I mean, yeah, no, in moments like that, I mean, that's what it's for. It's for the just in case moment, and I get the uncomfortability part of things when it comes to like why do you even have that around? Because that was something that I had to get over for a little bit.
Because to a degree, I kind of feel like a jackass. It's like I'm automatically accusing of somebody in here might be a killer or might snap and start just shooting.
Sort of.
But at the same time, it's like I have to get over that mindset and be like, maybe I should take this into more of the mindset of I'm here with this to make sure that we all make it back alive.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm willing to put myself in danger in order to protect everybody else if that comes. And like I said, like, just because I have that gun, I've never been in a situation where, well, that's not true. I'm not gonna get into that. That's soft material. I don't want to go over.
Fair enough.
But I've never been in a situation where I could have put that to the test. Let me say that to really know if I'm gonna fight or flight. And that's really.
And hopefully you shouldn't have to.
Ideally, you never have to. I really hope I never have to, but I guess it's really be prepared for if you need to.
Exactly.
And I mean, I'm not saying you have to own like fucking 10 guns, like 12 guns or even 5 guns. But I think most adults should own at least one weapon to defend their family with. I mean, even if you only have one gun in the house, at least you have it.
I've come to grow to realize that firearms are nothing more than a defensive tool. And I wish that people would understand that that's exactly what it is. It's not a fucking murder weapon. It's not a fucking toy. And it's not, I mean, yes, there's sports shooting and stuff. But to be honest, even that can be kind of unnecessary. At the end of the day, they were made for defense. And that's how they should be treated. And I don't see anything wrong with, carrying when you feel like you need to, even if it does seem like, oh, well, I don't mean to accuse like my family, like you said, you don't want to be a jackass because you feel like you might be in danger at a fucking family gathering. That's not what that's for. I'm not. The weapon isn't for like family gathering.
Like how Mr. Mendez was. It was a it was at a gathering of friends and family, and a random neighbor came in and was the one who started the shooting.
You just never know what's gonna happen.
You never know who's going to walk into a space. We do a lot of family events at churches. Random people walk into the church all the time. Go in, go to the bathroom or something, come out. Usually they get a plate of food and then they leave. But you never know who who's coming into these churches. You never know like where you're going to be at, who's going to walk in. An open door is an open door. Anybody can enter in it. Doesn't matter who they are, unless you're there to stop them from coming in. It doesn't always mean they're going to be a threat. We've had a lot of homeless guys that have come through our family events. They just show up, guys just want something to eat. Here's some food. They go about their business, use the bathroom, whatever, leave.
God bless.
You never know. Like that, but you never know when that's going to be somebody who's, just on the edge, not in the right mind and just start shooting. And the thing about guns being defensive tools, they should be. That's what they are. They're there to defend, yourself, your country, your family, whatever. Country in the sense of, military using them and everything. You don't really go on the offensive, unless you're an invading force. But they're there for you to take down somebody who's using them in the wrong manner.
And not even just
you can misuse tools.
Oh yeah.
Like, and thinking as a gun as a weapon is not a proper thing. It can be used as a weapon. Obviously.
So can a hammer.
So can a hammer.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Is that like even a tool can be misused in any way? Are we gonna just go now? That's what's always pissed me off about this whole conversation about like what guns should be allowed, what shouldn't be. Is that we would never apply that same logic to literally anything fucking else, right?
Right.
Like, oh shit, someone has died to a fucking plastic bag. We got to start outlawing bags now, or fucking regulating like how thick the fucking plastic bag should be.
Well, pushing for paper bags.
Stop it. I beg you.
Oh,
No.
And that's not to be said though. There are still regulations on certain items that you can own and can't own. I do believe like we can't just let anybody own a gun. Not just anybody. You can't let like a registered psychopath own a gun.
Of course.
You can't let a sex offender own a gun. You can't let a convicted felon own a gun who's just going to use that gun to get more. Not saying that they won't get them, because there's plenty of illegal guns on the market.
About that is that a lot of the times, especially I bet you with the 70-year-old fucker too, like they probably didn't have a criminal background at all.
According to the article that I read, he owned all of his guns. They just weren't registered in the state of California.
So he just bought them out of state or something, I guess?
More likely, he probably brought them there when he moved there, and he just didn't register them.
But a lot of the times people like this don't have criminal records, and they just kind of snap right then and there. It's
Most people who do these shootings bought their guns legally.
It's so tragic. And that's
it
what makes
just
the conversation hard, because then that's when regulation comes into question, because even through all these background checks, these things happen. And I don't know if there's truly a way that we can totally eradicate mass shootings like this, unfortunately, which is a grim reality to face.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't. I don't want people like Mendez to not have the power to protect us,
themselves.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because then we'd be putting a lot more people in harm's way than fucking helping.
Yep. Or like Mr. Tsay, who stopped the California shooter. He didn't have a gun on him, but if he did, he could have taken him down a lot faster. But he didn't need it. Luckily, he didn't need to.
Thank God.
Thank God. Even Mr. Mendez, like he was injured. Like he's lost his left eye, and thank God he didn't lose anything else seemingly. Like he got shot in the head.
God, I can't even imagine what to fathom to push through that, to do any even just to stand.
I'm gonna kind of try to quote him a little bit. Actually, I have it here on the screen a little bit. I don't know if you should be able to see it.
Fighting for their lives.
Yeah. So after by the time I was even able to look and see what's going on, a bullet had already struck by the side of my face. His 7-month pregnant wife rushed to his side, then grabbed up their 2 daughters and fled towards the barricade bedroom. There were already, I think, 2 moms in that back bedroom previously, because they had went to go change a younger boy. I think there were 5 kids total. 3 other kids, I think, were in that room and she brought her 2 daughters in with them. They barricaded the door with a dresser, 3 other kids in there, including his 2 daughters, total of 5 kids. I'm sure another mom helped her barricade the door and everything. They threw clothes over the kids in a closet, told them not to make a sound. I think maybe a mom might have been in there with them to help keep them calm and everything. And then, okay, so yeah, the guy kept rampaging through the house and the party, and then two other women fought the shooter. And then one of them knew that Mendez had a gun on him, and she didn't know. They were in the back room. They didn't know he had been shot, and so she's like yelling for him to help, to get him, stop him. Apparently, they actually found in the closet and I think an AR-15, but they couldn't figure out how to load it. None of them had probably had training on it and anything like that. So actually, one of the women was being choked by the shooter. I don't remember which one was being choked by the shooter. So the other one grabbed the rifle. And when you don't know, like I said with Mr. Tsay, when you don't know how to use the weapon, or you can't find bullets, or the gun's jammed, or whatever, you can't use the firearm. It's still metal. It's still hard. It can still be used as a blunt object. And they beat the shit out of this motherfucker. They beat the shit out of this motherfucker until he let go and started going for his other gun. And by that time, Mr. Mendez got up, pulled out his, I think he said he had a Glock 26. It was a 45 caliber Glock. I believe Glock 26s are 45s, as well as I think Glock. I'll look him up in a minute. But he pulls out his gun and he shoots him 4 times in the chest, and ends the threat. I'm assuming not long after he went back down, because
there's no way.
There's what I was seeing, he barely recalled it himself. A lot of what he remembered, like of what he was able to recall, came from everybody else telling him what happened. Because your body's going through so much shock and trauma, like that adrenaline, and hearing his name, he probably didn't even realize he was shot. To be honest, he was just wondering why the fuck he couldn't see out of one eye. And he managed to take the guy down. Maybe after that 4th shot, he collapsed.
Yeah, all the adrenaline just fucking
bringing your body back up to go.
Came out and just, oh my god.
Yeah, man. Adrenaline can do a lot for your body, because if your brain's not out, it'll shoot you back up, especially if you...
Jacob, it just occurred to me, this man fucking took the shot with one eye.
Yeah, he took a shot with one eye.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming his right eye is his good eye.
Oh my god. Otherwise, he's one of the best pivoters I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Oh my god.
But regardless, God bless this man. God bless Mr. Tsay. Like, truly 2 inspiring gentlemen. And cannot thank you guys enough for...
God, watching the video of that first one, I'm actually still kind of sweating.
I'm kind of glad there isn't a video of Mr. Mendez's...
Some things were not meant to be seen.
Not meant to be seen.
Or at least not seen by just random
Not just random people. I would definitely have to put a sensory warning and everything for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Brutal. But yeah. Oh, actually, let me look up. I believe he had I want to say he had a Glock 26. Glock 26. What does it fire? It looks like it fires 45. It's a compact Glock.
Looks chunky. Looks like a 40. It has to be 45. Please be right.
Caliber. Well, no, it's a 9mm. What the hell? Maybe a Glock 43. Which one shoots 45?
I should know this. Isn't it just the 48?
No. A few Glocks. Glock 45 ACP models make you forget the 911.
Let's
see.
That'll be a topic I want to talk about.
Yeah. Glock 21, Glock 30. G36. I believe that's the one he had. But the smallest one only has 6+1 capacity.
Nolan have that? I feel like Nolan has
that. Glock. Nolan has a 40 cal. I think his is a Glock 23.
Okay.
Let me double check to make sure, so I'm not an idiot. Because I appear to be pretty dumb today. Yeah, Glock 23 is what Nolan has. 40 Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, this guy had a G36, I think.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Or Glock 36. I believe that. I might be wrong about that too. I don't actually know. I just know he had a 45 caliber Glock. It was a compact Glock, so I'm assuming it was the Glock 36. But yeah, these things are just fucking out of hand.
I'm sorry. I'm just like I said. I'm still trying
the
to get
big
over
push, especially. Have I talked to you about the current? Oh, I'm sorry. What were you not trying to get over about? I'm sorry.
just like I said, the fact that like the absolute sheer willpower. Because I know I talked about this, so that's why I wasn't too pressed about it. But like the willpower you have to push through all that fucking nonsense. Shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sweating thinking about it. Man.
Apparently, a lot of people were kind of mad that he kind of took some of the spotlight on this in the local area.
What? Because he fucking
because they didn't honor the moms or anything like that. Which is why I'm trying to like give praise to the mothers for defending the kids and doing a pretty good job at barricading themselves and doing pretty much everything right. They did everything right when it came to fending off that attacker. I can't give the more high praise to them. But the it's just the feat that this guy overcame.
I was about to say, yeah. Come on, let him
this
have his
man
moment.
got shot in the head. It went through, broke his jaw, cracked here, went out his eye, and he still managed to get up and shoot the motherfucker that shot him. Very few. I don't want to say he's the only one who's ever done this, but very few humans have had an impact through their head from another human and have been able to take down that human.
I can't believe people, man.
He's
earned it. He's earned it. Have mercy. I can't even believe.
And the biggest thing is he can't really even remember for himself what happened. It's all the people that were around him telling him what happened. Because you got shot in the fucking head. Your body's going through trauma. You're not memorizing shit. Your body's just trying to, remember to fucking pump blood through your heart and get air in your lungs, like... Keep those fucking brainwaves going, bro. Like, holy shit.
Oh my god.
No, can't commend Raul Mendez enough praise. That
makes me mad. What the fuck?
The dude's on a different plane. Dude's on a different level of human, and he still shoots. I'm sure.
I would hope so, because now he's got a new handicap to work with. He's gonna have to keep it all oiled up now.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, can't give them enough praise. Like, those guys really did do a wonderful job for humanity's sake. I hope
that's an example for the rest of us.
For everybody. If you are able, biggest thing is if you're comfortable. I understand people are not always comfortable with guns. They're a very sensitive topic. They're always going to be a sensitive topic, and there's a lot of fear around them. I'm not saying go out and buy like a semi-auto rifle or buy like a massive shotgun.
$2,000 right now.
Yeah, go buy the most expensive. Go buy a fucking AUG A3 right now.
Right now, just all vented out.
Oh god, go buy a fucking 1929 Luger.
But for real, for that person who, because I know who that is. I was that person. I don't have the money now because like I talked about at the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, life's been hitting hard a little bit. But if you're that person right now who is contemplating getting a firearm because you don't think it's necessary, you should. Not because don't feel like you're obligated to do so, but at the same time understand that there's nothing wrong with feeling the need to protect the things you care about. You shouldn't feel embarrassed or feel like you're being over dramatic over wanting to protect the things you love. And I think that's something that should be more contextualized, because I don't feel like that feeling is put out there enough for people to be like, you know what, it makes sense to get a firearm, instead of it being like, I want a gun because I want to be a tough motherfucker, or fucking I want to sports.
I want to look tough because I got a gun. Now there are definitely people out there. There are definitely those stupid motherfuckers out there, but what your message is very much so correct. Don't feel ashamed, even if you have people around you who don't like guns or are telling you don't need a gun or anything like that, but you kind of want one, but you're kind of on the fence about it. If it's going to make you feel better, buy one. Go ahead and get one. Do your research. It doesn't have to be a big one. Just get like a small compact gun. Keep by your bedside. If you're comfortable with carrying, carry. If you're not, at least you know that you have it in case you need to protect your home and your loved ones. But if you're not comfortable with them, nothing says you got to get them.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy a gun. We're not telling you like that you need to buy a gun, but if you're on the fence about it, I would recommend going ahead and getting one.
You're in America. Make use of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, the bad guys, the criminals, they're not going to stop getting guns. And if they know that you don't have a gun, they're going to use that against you. So I recommend arming yourself if you're able to and if you're comfortable doing it. Maybe you're more comfortable with blunt weapons. Maybe you're more comfortable with knives and swords. If that's your alley, fucking arm the fuck up, dude. Go medieval. Go medieval on their ass, man. You can fuck somebody up with a knife. You can fuck somebody up with a sword. I mean, I got 5 katanas in the fucking bedroom.
What's funny is that my military stepfather, unironically, we were like just randomly talking about like he has some like knives that he brought back from Iraq and whatever. And I remember I had bought this fucking. I played a lot of Dark Souls 3 at the time, so one of my favorite weapons was Claymore. So I fucking found this fucking what is it called? Knick-knack little Claymore that I could put on the wall or whatever. It was an antique one.
Okay, yeah.
Where it is, but I was I was talking to Jeff, and he was like, or we were like, oh yeah, this would be your great self-defense weapon. And he was looked at me and was like, I mean, no, really is. Has great range, long reach, and I mean, yeah, you can't cut anybody with the sides, but you can stab the shit out of somebody with the tip. I'm like, what
Yeah.
Wait, really?
No, like,
he's like, yeah, especially if you're on the staircase. What are they gonna do?
yeah, what the fuck are they gonna do? Yeah, no, you're right.
Like, I just sat there and was like, huh.
There's okay, so I think it's 21 meter, or maybe it's 21 feet. I think it's 21 feet. There's a rule in law enforcement that you should never let an attacker get within 21 feet.
21 feet sounds more realistic.
You can
21
cover,
meters is huge.
Yeah, so you can cover. So this is for all of you out here who don't want to buy a gun. Carry a knife on you. Carry a fucking knife on you. At least a decent knife. Not like a gas station knife. I don't know. I've seen the guy get killed with a gas station knife before. That shit's
Nope.
fucked
I'm
up.
gonna tell you, not a gas station knife. I had one. Nope. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm
It'll
telling you,
fall apart.
I saw 2 homeless dudes fighting one time. This homeless dude was stabbing the fuck out of this guy with a gas station knife. That motherfucker came right out of Circle K. This dude fucked him up. He was dead as shit.
Jesus.
But get yourself a decent knife. Don't buy a gas station knife. If there is a shooter within 21 feet of you, and he hasn't seen you yet, or maybe he does have you in his vision, you can close that distance pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie. And I mean, if you have something else in your hand, throw it at them. Throw. If you can throw something at them, throw something at them. It will throw off their aim. You can't aim. If you've ever shot a gun before, you know that even standing still, your aim's kind of off, especially if it's not an experienced shooter or anything.
Even just a little bit of sway will throw it off. That's all it takes.
And the biggest thing is you can't be afraid to get shot, especially if you are rushing him down with a knife. Which is the biggest thing to get over, by the way. Like, that's not an easy feat. That's easier said than done. And that's a understatement for sure.
Oh my god.
But
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm not gonna lie, rushing down a shooter, you're probably less likely to get shot.
What?
You're closing the distance so much, they're gonna get scared. They're gonna get antsy about it. Especially if you've thrown something at them and you got a weapon.
It really does depend if you can get something thrown first.
Yeah.
For sure.
To throw them off. Throw something, rush them down with a knife. You can close that 21 foot gap really fucking quick.
I've never thought of it that way, but yeah, no, the 21 feet rule for sure. I could see that. Because,
There's been a lot of tests.
With adrenaline's pumping, you are gonna close that gap. Probably.
Especially if you're closer. If you're even closer. So like if you're in the same 21 feet, you think 20 feet's about the length of like a grocery store aisle? How long do you think that
visualizing, I'm gonna say it might be a tiny bit longer. I want to say that's maybe more.
I'm trying to think about how long 21 feet is.
I want to say
that's probably half of one. Probably like half of one. They're probably more like 40 feet long. They're pretty long.
More 30. I'd say they're 30 feet long. Actually.
30 feet long. What?
I think so.
That's something I can just fucking Google, dipshit. How long are Walmart?
You said I was thinking Kroger. I'm retarded.
Grocery aisles.
Yep. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely gonna be way the fuck longer. I know they have that in measurements, or at the very least, they would have freezers or whatever the fucking they have the measurements.
How's this not just common information?
Well, because that's not like the freezers are separate things. They're not like all connected. So
yeah, true. I was just mean like basically, up to 30 meters long. How much is 30 meters into feet?
Meters are bigger, so I would say probably.
Oh Jesus.
40 something.
Oh God, I'm way fucking off. Yeah, 30 meters, about 98.5 feet, roughly.
Oh, I was mega off. Oh,
Yeah, I was off too.
can
Holy
you tell
shit.
we're American? Oh
Yeah,
no.
God damn, dude.
Oh no. Oh god.
Yeah, no. So it's like a quarter. So yeah, somebody's at the other end of the aisle. Best probably throw a bunch of shit at them that are in the aisle. Don't worry about
I
breaking
was
shit.
about to say, oh god.
You have to throw a lot of shit, dude. You're probably better off having a gun. Let me be real.
No, honestly, when I heard the 21 feet, as much as I want to risk those numbers, 21 feet, I'm still running the fuck away.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you got that gun, I'd turn and shoot.
I mean, if I have a
but-
gun, that's different. Well, I don't actually know.
Well, that also depends on I guess what the location. A lot of factors come into play whenever you're actually having to stand against an active shooter.
Can I admit something that I'm scared of?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm admit of being a legal gun owner, right? Legal fucking carry owner.
Yep,
And still getting my brown ass gunned down because of how I look.
that's fair.
I hate that
fair.
that's a real worry, but at the same time, guys, podcast guys, you got to understand. When COVID first started, look, I had worn a scarf because I didn't have a mask at the time, other than just like the gross little fucking like diaper texture fucking masks. People really were super, like you could see, I was at Walmart just walking around with a scarf to cover my mouth. People were so fucking uneasy because at the time I had longer hair. So literally imagine Mexican Jesus, like except a little skinnier. That's how I look. But you have the scarf on, people were so uneasy. Like I could tell that people were fucking staring and fucking like stepping away from me and shit.
That's so
like,
sad.
And that doesn't even, and Jacob knows so many stories I've had with people down here a little bit.
Yeah.
No,
We've
that's a
talked
big
about it
worry
a
of
little
mine. Is that
Especially
like
that
something
fucking
were to happen, and cops or people, witnesses, who call cops and whatever, were to, to make a mistake or something, and they think I'm the shooter for some reason.
Yeah, because you're the brown one.
That's my biggest
If you
fear.
took, if
I
you took
hate
down
that
a white active shooter and you're the brown guy, they're like, it must be the brown guy.
I hate that that's a legitimate fear I have, but I just
You've seen
the way that I've been treated in life, unfortunately, between cops and just society. Unfortunately, that's a serious worry that I do have.
It's ridiculous that has to be a worry.
But
I mean, you've seen the video, the viral video now, right, of the Tyree Nichols guy.
Maybe I haven't.
Dude, these
Sounds
fucking
familiar from early.
cops, it's fucking gross. I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
the five officers like just beating the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
You know what that was over?
What?
Suspicion of reckless driving. And he died 3 days later in the hospital.
My God.
So they ended that guy's life over suspected reckless driving.
Suspicion.
Like they saw him. He was kind of like
swerving a little bit?
he swerved into the other lane and then kind of got back over and everything. And I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been on his phone texting or something. But the way that they started that shit, they started off so fucking aggressively. They ran up to his fucking car. He stopped his vehicle. His vehicle was stopped. They ran up and pulled him out of his fucking car and shit. Yeah, yelling at him and stuff, like saying all this crazy shit. And they're scaring him and stuff. They end up pepper spraying him for some fucking reason, which is dumb as shit.
Jesus Christ.
I don't that's what got me a lot, was they pepper sprayed him twice right before they were going to have to get in that same air around him and wrestle and wonder how the fuck they got pepper sprayed or how they got sprayed. It didn't make any fucking sense to me.
Oh
They tased him quite a bit. He actually ended up, I mean, the guy's in a panic, so he ends up running. But I mean, but because they're trying to get him on his stomach, and he's trying to get down, but there's a fucking foot in his way, so he can't get all the way on his stomach or anything. And the dude's like beat the shit out of him, and so he fucking bolts. He's like, I'm gonna fucking die here, because that happens a lot to black men in America, unfortunately. He runs, and they catch him again, and they fucking take him down on the ground. They fucking punch him in his fucking face a few times, and they get him down on the ground. And this other cop comes up, kicks him in the fucking head and shit. And just fucking, it's fucking disgusting, and it's horrible. I don't know any other way to describe it except it's fucking bad, dude. Like shit's ridiculous. I understand the guy ran, but you gotta understand that your cops were being over the top on this guy. It's
over the top.
It's a
Absolutely.
fucking traffic stop.
The
The
dude was
dude didn't
probably
fucking
either
hit him.
blasted.
I think he's a kid. I think that dude's a kid. I don't know how old this guy is.
I mean, but nonetheless, they went overboard, 100%. Like, it this guy wasn't going anywhere other than like I don't know. It bothers the fuck out of me that like a lot of the times they get off scot free unless it becomes a big story,
He's
and it
29
shouldn't
years
have to
old.
become a big story for cops to be reprimanded for using too much force.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you know that if they didn't get caught with this, like this would be swept under the rug,
oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
and that's fucking it's not okay.
It's fucking sick. Like I don't. Dude was 80 yards from his home, from his mom's home. He's 29 years old. You know, and you know all the stuff that's going on in America now. You know all that stuff. You know, I don't want to say it's only like there's some bad cops out there. There's some good cops too, but I mean you never know the guy you're gonna run into. There's not enough training out there. Um, it's just there's a big disconnect. People don't trust law enforcement, and that's going back to the gun argument. Like that's probably a better reason why you should have a gun. Because cops aren't always gonna be able to be there to protect you. But this poor guy, fucking, it's sick, dude. It's
Didn't
fucking
deserve that.
disgusting. No, he didn't
Holy
fucking deserve. It's a
fuck.
fucking traffic stop. He might have been driving a little funny, however, I don't know if he had been drinking. I don't know the circumstances behind it, but he didn't deserve to get the shit kicked out of him, especially to a point where he fucking died
Eyes.
in hospital days later. The hospital probably didn't even give him proper treatment because he probably didn't have insurance. I don't want to make that assumption. I don't know the guy.
Yeah, I don't want to jump to that conclusion.
But I mean, that's something that some hospitals do. They refuse treatment if you don't have insurance, or don't give you the full treatment if they don't even think that you might not have insurance. I don't know if he was conscious at all during his stay either.
I sincerely doubt it. If the fucking if the trauma was as serious as you made it sound,
It was pretty bad. Like at one point, he got back up, but you could just tell he was so delirious from getting hit in the head so much and getting sprayed and tased. Like his body doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He doesn't know where he's at. And they sat there and fucking punch him in the fucking face and shit while he stood back up and everything. Like, dude's fucking terrified.
And how do they not have any type of? They're recorded too. Like,
They're recorded. Yep.
What the hell is wrong with you people? How do you not think
Not
about,
enough
like,
training, hiring the wrong people, hiring probably like there's a theory going around these guys were former gang members and shit. I don't really.
I don't think so.
I don't really buy
Actually,
into
from
that.
what I've been hearing from people who work in the 911 like line of work, like they're not hiring enough people. Like a lot of these cops right now are spread so fucking thin that a lot of them are actually going to other jurisdictions because they don't like the jurisdictions that are calling for the help don't have enough people.
Yeah, that's been a big
So-
case. And I mean, I don't want to get on the defund police stuff or anything like that, but I mean, that's honestly, you probably need to give them more funding and make sure the funding's going corrugated to real fucking training, because that's what a lot of this comes down to is fucking training officers.
Training them correctly, at least.
Yeah, training them right and make sure they actually get decent fucking training to know how to handle fucking situations. I feel like they need to get mental evaluations every so often too.
You're actually right, because I've had stories from a good friend of mine. I'm sure you know who it is.
Yeah.
She's told me of like cops who have come in fucking blasted, like completely wasted.
Oh yeah.
And that to me blows my mind. You go through an academy and all that shit, and you're out here getting he got fired. Like he got
yeah, for
discharged.
sure.
Like he was fucking destroyed. But it blows my mind how people are willing to put so much effort in and then just fucking
Fuck
dick
it up.
around with it. What the fuck?
Yeah.
How
man.
and why?
Getting better checks on these officers, putting them through better training, really like trying to give them more. A big thing I see on a lot of police things is that some cops don't even know the fucking law, dude. Some don't even know the very laws that they're there swore to protect.
Well, a lot of them are only trained on like, what they'll be doing on a day-to-day basis, not the laws that they'll actually like fucking,
Being
reprimanding
enforced and
people
stuff.
for. Yeah. Because I had this one time with or my father told me about the story about him fucking correcting some dude about some kind of like construction traffic law. I had that happen to me about a turn as well, but like just it's funny how like cops don't even know like road laws.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny how often you actually might get pulled over, and I implore you guys as well, if you know that you're in the right about something when it comes to a traffic law, stand your ground. You actually might be right. A
Yeah.
lot of the times they'll fucking have to report to their chief and talk about the situation. They'll get corrected, and then they'll come back and be like, "Have a good day, sir."
Name,
So-
badge number, state why they're wrong, and ask for a supervisor if they start getting hostile. Say, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Call your supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
If they say
'Cause,
that,
I mean-
if they say that they're the supervisor, ask for the person above them. They gotta get them for you. And you always have the fifth.
That shit ever since has just blown my mind and has made me realize, wow, yeah, no, they don't know the law. That's kind of weird.
Yep. Record your interactions. That'll save your life sometimes.
Absolutely. God, I regret not having some kind of dash cam right now, man. With
Yeah.
fucking my car, it would have been epic. Strongly recommend.
Well, get a dash cam. I gotta get one too. Like I need one as well.
I thought you had one.
No. I meant to get one, but I forgot to buy one. I was gonna get it on sale. They had one on Newegg. But yeah, no, that shit can save your fucking life, man. I recommend getting them. We went through a roller coaster on this podcast again a little bit.
Oh,
At least it kinda
absolutely.
stayed in the same genre.
Oh yeah, we were a lot more on topic, or at least like things that made sense with the topic.
Yeah.
But we also had some things I had some
that's some passion through.
opinions on. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, might get a little bit of flame for it, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe some people agree with us.
Like I said, at the very least, like there was a point where I've been in a state where I'm not totally on board with guns just because I didn't know enough, but I didn't really understand the whole mindset with it. That's something I'm glad I got to like say out loud, because I know that there's people out there who are kind of in the same shoes as I am, where
Yeah.
it's like I want to give it more of a chance, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to do so.
Well, there's nothing
And-
wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being like that. You know, like it's just if somebody's not comfortable with them, they're not comfortable with them. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Without sounding like a hippie, and it's going to sound like it no matter what. Be honest with yourself. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, be honest with yourself. And I mean, like especially, I guess the vice versa thing, what we were talking about earlier about saying, why do you need a gun? You shouldn't get a gun. There's no point in having a gun. You know, things like that. The opposite of that as well as being like, you need a gun. You should probably get a gun. Why don't you have a gun yet? Do you want your family to die? You know, things like that. You know, like it. Don't feel pressure to get one. Don't feel pressure not to get one. It's you. You're your own person. You know what's best for you. And if you want to get one, get your training. And, you know, the only thing I can recommend is, you know, like, even if you don't like using it too much, I would still stay trained up on it. At least go once every so often. I would at least go at least quarterly to the range. At least quarterly. At least once every 3 months. Just to make sure you know your firearm. Take care of it. Things like that. But at the same time, if you don't want one, don't feel pressured to get one.
The last thing you want to do is fucking get a gun that you're not going to use, and then it end up either A, malfunctioning when you need it, or B, somebody else getting a hold of it.
That's a big one. You know, if you're more, you know, comfortable with taking your chances with something that you own in your home to defend yourself with, do that. You like
Bro,
swords,
play
you
more
like
Dungeons and
knives,
Dragons.
you
Yep.
like blunt weapons. You know, you play baseball, you got a bat. But most home invaders back down the moment that they realize there's another threat, whether it's a gun or not.
Yeah, because most of these home invaders are going to be teenagers. No, believe it or not.
Most
Like,
of
a
them are
lot of them are fucking homeless.
pussies. Yeah.
Yeah. Homeless kids.
Now, being out and about somewhere, it's a different story, of course. You can't just you can't just carry a bat on your back. Well, I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to.
You could, but you'll look like an absolute retard.
You kind of
Ooh,
look
I
like
mean, cool. Never mind. Ooh,
You're good.
Ah.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm sure I've already said that before.
We've
I don't
said
even
on this
know why.
podcast plenty of times.
I was about to say, I don't even know why.
There's some
just all of a
words.
sudden
There
felt
are
remorse.
definitely some words that we're gonna stray away from using because they're just not nice to use. But I think
You're right, but just know, I don't mean it in a harsh way. It's just how I grew up. I love everybody,
we don't.
and I hate everyone equal.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If you use that word in reference to here, I'll say it too. If you use retard in a word to actually mean towards somebody, you're just a fucking asshole.
Oh,
You're
for
just an
sure.
actual fucking piece of shit. But yeah. Oh man. There's so much more that we could talk about. I wanted to go over. Well, I mean, we can make this episode longer. It's the actual podcast episode. It could go 2 hours if I wanted it to. And plus, we had to cut out like 10, 20 minutes anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if it's that long. I think
I
it's more like 6 minutes tops.
It could be. I'm not sure.
But I mean, yeah, no. I'm fine with continuing on. But we still have the after show as well.
We do have the after show. Do I want to talk about this on the after show or not? I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. Let's talk a little bit more. Why the fuck?
All right. So we're gonna talk about that topic you have, or?
I mean, it's the same thing. Just talking about like gun safety and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I guess like my biggest advice to people, if you are going, let's just branch off and say like you do want to get a gun.
All right.
What should you get? Whatever the fuck you're comfortable with. And that's that. All right, it's in the episode. No, I'm kidding. But regardless of what you get, first time gun owner, especially if you're just getting a handgun, just go for a 9mm. Go for a 9mm. You know, it's easy, safe to shoot. I don't know. Actually, I kind of don't trust that either, to be honest.
What do you mean?
Well, some 9mm, like some people will probably be more comfortable with safeties on their gun, and a lot of, a good chunk of 9mm don't have safeties on them. Like I'm talking mostly about Glocks. I got a PSA dagger, which is just a Glock 19 clone. It doesn't have a safety on it.
You know, I used to be really antsy about the whole like, oh, there's no safety thing. But now that I've actually handled them a lot, I don't know. Like, I mean, there are built-in safety measurements.
Yeah.
No, there's not a like traditional safety switch, but there are still ways that, you know, you can't just fucking raw dog the trigger. You have to have your finger in a certain place.
Trigger's got to be
actually
pulled
pull in a certain
in order
way.
for it to go. That gun's not going to go off unless that trigger's pulled. That being said, if you do buy a gun, buy a proper holster for it.
For the love of God, buy a proper holster and do not fucking what's the word? There's a phrase for it. Just spare no expense. That's the word. Spare no expense.
Spare no expense.
Because look, like as much as I want to be like, you know, like get a cheap $200, $300 guy, if you have to rely on something to save your life, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna make sure it's as top dollar as possible. I want to make sure that shit is squeaky clean, beautiful, and fucking well functional. Like I just don't get yourself a thrift store gun. I mean, unless you're like practicing. I feel like
I wouldn't buy one from a pawn shop.
Yeah, for sure. Not my self-defense.
Not saying you can't get a decent gun from a pawn shop.
Oh no, of course.
Because having guns better than not having any gun.
I agree to an extent.
Like I bought the dagger, and I was more impressed with it than what I thought it was gonna be. It was $300, a $300 Glock, which is really cheap. Glocks usually go for about 4 or 5, depending on what kind you get. So I didn't expect too much out of it, but it's been a pretty reliable gun.
Oh yeah, no, and I agree with that too. I've actually shot it quite a bit. Actually, a lot.
Quite a bit, yeah. You've probably put a good 500 rounds through it.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, in total, I think we've shot 2,000 rounds through that gun.
That's kind of why I was kind of surprised when you said like 9mm might not be the call, because to me, breaking into the firearm world, because I would say like 3 years ago, I wasn't really that fond of it, but now I am. 9mm are kind of the most consistent like handgun caliber I feel like I've shot, like other than 22s.
Definitely one of the most popular next to 22.
I think 22 is almost not even like fair to compare, just because how small and light it is. Yeah, it doesn't have as much punching power, but I mean, that's still gonna fucking hurt a motherfucker.
If you're getting used to guns, if you're trying to get comfortable with them, I would recommend starting by shooting a 22. You don't have to buy it. Some ranges, it might be out your local, you can rent guns.
Oh yes, do that.
Rent like a Ruger 1022. Rent like a small like TX22. It's like a Taurus 22 like handgun. If you're going for a handgun, get a 22 handgun. If you're going for a rifle, get a 22 rifle, and just get comfortable with the aspect of shooting. No recoil, quiet. Well, the range is probably gonna be louder with other people shooting, but I mean, just get comfortable with the firearm, and you'll be like, okay, I think I can do this, or set it down, and be like, this isn't really my thing. You know, that's probably where your decision is going to be at. But after you get comfortable with that, try a 9mm, because a 9mm doesn't have any kick either. It's louder. It has a lot more bite to it. But I mean, you're probably going to be good. 380s probably wouldn't be too bad either. 380s are pretty decent.
380s I don't have experience with, or like as much experience as like 9mm, 45s.
I think we've only brought 2 out on our range days lately.
Wow.
I think we've only brought two. One was Amanda's handgun, and one was Swade's dad's handgun.
Oh yeah, that's right. The little baby ones, the little
Yeah,
minigun.
they're pretty small. But especially if you're looking for a pocket pistol, 380 is pretty good pocket pistol. Yeah, I'd go 9 mil. Like personally, if you're trying to buy a first gun, I think a 45. Like my first carry gun was a 1911 Kimber 1911. It's a fucking beautiful fucking gun, but it's got a lot of ass to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, it's got some ass, but it's a compact 45. So I got a shorter barrel, I got 3.25 inch barrel on it. So you're getting a lot more of that force back than if you had like a standard full size 5-inch barrel.
And man, I like the way it shoots. Don't get me wrong. Like I actually love the way like it fits in your hand. That shit feels fucking snug.
That's
yeah,
what was
no,
hard
the
for
kick.
me finding a 9 mil. It's because I wanted something
I
that
can
fit my
imagine.
hand just like the 45 did, and the dagger comes pretty close. The
Yeah,
dagger.
no, I agree.
I've held a few Glocks. Granted, I've held mostly compact Glocks. But the dagger, it had the way the grip was reminded me very similar to how I hold my 45, my 1911. And so I got it, and I'm like, damn, I want this gun. And that's why I walked out of Palmetto State with it.
No, I agree with that. That's kind of what I like about most of these handguns is like the girth of him. That's why I feel like compacts aren't too much of my thing unless it's something like I can kind of work with your 45 compact just because it's like almost borderline full size. Borderline, I'd say.
It's pretty short. I'm not gonna lie. A 3.25-inch barrel is pretty short.
It doesn't feel short to me. It feels almost like a Glock. Maybe
the
that's
gun
just
itself is pretty hefty. Maybe that's what it is.
maybe that's
Because
what
the
it
gun
is.
weighs a decent amount.
I think that's 100% what it is.
But it's an ultra concealed carry.
It doesn't feel like it sometimes. It does feel kind of like I don't know.
I can actually conceal that better than I can do the dagger. The dagger
Really?
The dagger's a 4-inch barrel. It's got a longer barrel.
Now that I think about it too, it's actually a lot boxier as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like 9 mils are a good place to start just because I feel like you should get used to what some kick feels like.
Yeah.
I feel like with the 22, I feel like you might be taking it a hinge bit too easy.
But that's just getting used to the aspect of shooting. Is my recommendation.
If you're really scared of them, then sure.
Yeah.
If you're
had
like
no experience, I wouldn't like jump in. I wouldn't if somebody had never shot a gun before and was very, very like I'm not sure about guns and very on edge about them. I wouldn't throw my AK in their hands.
oh
I
my
would not
god,
immediately be, all right, here's an AK-47. Go fucking crazy with it. No, I'd give them my youth rifle, which was the very first rifle I've ever owned. My father gave it to me when I was 3. Love you, Dad. It's a 22 single action, break action, single action. It's a break action gun. Put the round in, pop it up, got a little scope on there, pull the hammer back, and make sure it's on fire. You aim and you shoot once, break it open, pull that cartridge out, put a new one in, go up, shoot. That's why I would start somebody on who's never shot a gun before.
I can see why. It's a very nice.
And then I throw my AK in their hands and go like, "Hey, empty out this 20-round magazine."
Yeah. Nah, because getting used to the kick, or at least like understanding that the kick is not as bad as you think it is. Because I knew when I first started shooting weapons, like I thought like shooting an AK would be like shooting a shotgun all the time. Like I had no like frame of reference of how bad any of these kicks were going to be. Because for a while I was even scared of handguns. Like I was scared of like. Then again, now I think about it, I had my brother who also had some mad hyperbole on his side. Like he would like talk about some of these like magnums and like higher caliber handguns, and he'd be like, "Oh man, they'll fucking wear out your wrist, bro. I swear to God." And that always like messed with me for a little bit. Like, oh, I don't want to fucking get something too much and like fucking like God forbid like sprain or hurt myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Like break your wrist.
Yeah, but that's not really a thing unless you start going into like Deagle territory.
Yeah, go into the 50 AE or 500 Smith & Wessons or anything. The judges, not so much the 410 shells, but more like the 45 long Colts and everything. Those will put a damper on your wrist a little bit.
Yeah,
I would even say like depending on who you are, maybe the 45 would, but it's really not that bad.
No, not at all. Like I'll admit, I would like to think that I have some pretty weak, maybe not weak fingers, but weak hands. And I didn't feel like the kick wasn't too bad.
All on the wrist, buddy. All on the wrist.
Man, even the 1911, like the full size one, that motherfucker had kick more than
Yeah.
the 45 to me. Like that. That's still probably my favorite handgun to shoot. To be honest, a full size 1911. Something about the raw
I
power
like
and the
them a
way it
lot.
feels.
I
Delicious.
like them a lot. My dad has
Very nice.
a Black Star 1911, and God, that thing's so fucking nice.
Have I seen it? I feel like I've seen it.
I think I showed you a picture of it.
I think you have.
Him and my uncle passed it around over the years. Before my uncle passed.
God bless.
Actually, the first handgun I shot was 45 caliber. But I didn't shoot my first handgun until I was like, I want to say 16. I think that was the first time I fired a 14. I was 14. First time I shot a handgun. The first time I fired a gun, I was 3. And
I'm trying to think.
That's when my dad got me my single action rifle. But I actually shot an M16 before I shot my first handgun.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I think, how old was I? I would have been 13. So yeah, a year before I shot my first handgun, I fired an M16.
I've shot in 22s when I was very young. Anytime we would visit Texas when I was younger, they had this small bit of land behind their ranch where they had like boars, deers, and random birds and shit that we could hunt.
Yeah.
And oh my god, this one time I was allowed to have a 22 with one of my uncles who was around my age too. Don't ask. We were driving around with the golf cart or whatever, and we had seen some kind of bird, and they were like, he was like, "Oh yeah, take the shot." And so, I wasn't really big in hunting at the time because it just wasn't my thing back then. Probably now I'd be a lot more into it, but I had shot down this bird, and then we both had realized that this was like a fucking like hawk or something, like not really something you should be fucking gunning down.
Oh.
And oh my god, I mean, man, you know how I am with like first class trouble. Like I can't live with that kind of like,
guilt.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm just like freaking out because I'm like, what have I done? Why?
I killed the wrong bird.
With the 22. But I didn't really shoot like a handgun until I was like, actually I didn't shoot one until I was like 19. Like I was late to the party.
Yeah.
Like really late. Like I've shot rifles. I've shot one fucking like hunting rifle when I was like a teenager, but I straight up almost gave myself a black eye. Like that was not something I wanted to do
into
again.
the scope too hard.
I almost did it again. Fucking the last time I shot. Jesus Christ.
Oh, with the 308.
Yeah. It was with I think it was with either was it with you guys or was it with my brother? I can't remember which.
You shot it. What you came with us to shoot the printer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Video up on the channel at some point. Yeah, I think that had to be the last time you used a scope because that was my hunting rifle that we were using to shoot the printer.
Yeah, no, then it was with you that I almost fucking almost took myself out again. Son of a bitch. Lesson learned, or not lesson learned, but lesson continuing to be learned. Don't fucking put your face up to the scope.
Yeah.
Not what you want to do. Not unless you want a fucking shiner on your eye.
Yeah. But regardless of what you do, whatever your decision is, whatever kind of gun you want to buy, if you want to buy a gun at all, just if you ever come in contact with a gun, there are 4 rules of gun safety everybody should know. There's a lot of rules to gun safety. There's 4 major ones. Always keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction. You don't want to point it at anything that you don't want to shoot at. Like never point your gun at anything you're not willing to destroy.
Pretend it's live all the time.
Treat every gun like it's loaded. Treat every single gun like it's loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. But when you are ready to shoot, know what your target is and know what's behind your target.
Mm-hmm.
Because bullets go through, babe. Like they penetrate. They penetrate like hell. And sheetrock isn't thick. Sheetrock don't stop bullets. Bullets go right through sheetrock. Go through I think 26 layers of sheetrock or something crazy like that.
My God, I didn't know that.
A lot. Hold on, let me see. How much sheetrock does 9mm go through? How many sheets of drywall will go through a 9mm? Handgun 9mm at 45 CP all penetrate at least 6 walls of sheetrock.
Oh, okay.
And in the case of 10mm, over 10 walls.
Ha!
That's still a lot of sheetrock. That's 6 walls. That
That's
can
still
go
more
through.
than most houses. Nah.
Yeah. But if you're in an apartment building,
Oh God.
you shoot through your wall and you're the first. You're the first building, like coming up the elevator. You're the first one, and you shoot down towards your neighbors. You can go through 3 more homes.
Why hollow points are the responsible thing to do.
It's another thing. Always carry hollows, especially if it's for self-defense. Carry the hollow points. I know. I kind of don't want
Big
to say that.
misconception.
So that might fuck you in a certain way too.
Oh.
Hollow points. They in court. That's another thing. If you have to defend yourself, you're probably gonna end up going to court. Unfortunately.
I mean, that's
And you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this piece of shit fucking lawyer that's gonna try to drag you through the fucking mud because he's a piece of shit and he's a son of a bitch and you should hate him because he's a dirty fucking lawyer. That is gonna drag you through the mud and notice that you brought out hollow points and that hollow points are designed to kill. Hollow points are designed to blow open to do as much damage to the body as possible. But what he won't say is, what your response should be is, I carry hollow points because they're a responsible choice so that I didn't harm anything else in the vicinity except for the intended target. The only thing I was willing to harm that day was the person who was trying to bring harm to me. My life was in danger. I was in fear for my life, and I fired. Because it was either me or him, and he could have harmed everyone else around me. That's not exactly what you're supposed to say. I would consult.
No, but that's pretty much like what. No, but for the most part, you are right because like that's a big misconception. That was a big misconception I had. That for the longest time, that's all I thought hollow points were for. Were just for fucking more damage for no fucking reason.
Nope.
But in reality, yeah,
when they hit, they splinter, and that way, if anything goes through, it'll be a little fragment that shouldn't cause any more harm.
Because I don't know about you, but most of these rooms have another person in it. So
Yeah.
like I wouldn't want to run that risk, and I don't feel like you should have to do that either.
In the case of hollow points, when they hit that drywall, there's a good chance that they'll stop.
It's just I can't even remember where that misconception came from. Like I don't really remember where I learned like hollow points were more like I don't think anybody told me or like any kind of news article or like political agenda crap like had given me this like misconception of it doing more damage. It's just something I just didn't know. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that either.
Every good defense load will penetrate if you shoot the drywall. Some pine boards weak. The weakest load in this has still penetrated 5 sheets drywall more than 2. Let me see.
What if they're shooting hollow points directly at the fucking wall? Is that what you're looking at right now?
Yeah, any modern round will go through drywall, which I mean makes sense. Most will.
Yeah, because even with a hollow point, I don't think the drywall would allow it to like explode or fucking spread out, right?
Yeah, they gotta come in contact with something that'll make them splinter.
Splinter, that was the word.
Yeah, so like splinter off. Let's see. Actually, here's a video. Glock 19 hollow points versus drywall. Edwin Sarkisian. Aside from pointing the gun arrow, this test shows that these bullets travel through 13 and 7 consecutive typical residential interior walls with the potential of striking unintended targets. Now you should do a test using a frangible/fragmenting bullet type to redeem yourself with a proper rack and handling technique. Oh. So let's see how many of these go through. I don't know if I'm going to show this.
I don't think you should. I don't think it's a good idea just because, gun shit.
Yeah.
No on YouTube, they'll probably be like,
that doesn't really go through that many. It goes through, but after like a few, it kind of splinters up. And you can see it like... I would still say carry hollows.
I would too.
If you're able to get frangible ammo, get frangible ammo. Frangible ammo is much weaker projectile and actually does kind of disintegrate on target as well. When it comes into contact with something harder than itself, it'll break apart.
Okay, that makes sense.
I was actually gonna get some because I found some 7.62 by 39 that I wanted to get. That was frangible ammo.
Ooh.
So, I still say hollows are a responsible thing to carry.
And I would agree.
They still give you a better shot at not over penetrating.
They're more expensive, but I mean, those are what you should have just as a self defense thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
use hollows at a range. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably like get a few just to get comfortable with shooting them.
Yeah.
Like shoot a few every so often, but they're expensive. They're expensive. But I mean, you should get a very similar experience out of shooting range ammo. Which range ammo is typically about 115 grain bullets that are I think 9mm. 9mm is usually 115 grain.
I don't have a box anymore. Never mind. I was gonna be like, hey, oh look. No, never mind. No, okay.
I can actually give up. If anybody wants to know, I can actually get up. What is range ammo? So I can get like a definite full metal jacket or fragmenting ammunition in centerfire rifles and pistol, target or birdshot and shotguns. Generally poor self-defense ammunition choice. So yeah, it's just FMJs or fragmenting ammunition, typically range ammo. So jacketed hollow points. Trying to think of something else.
No, I'm kidding.
Yep, FMJ are amongst the least lethal rounds you can shoot, unless you need to penetrate armor to reach the target. They don't mushroom or expand on impact, passing through the target with minimum tissue damage.
Oh.
Yeah, so they cause the least amount of damage to the body. But if you're trying to get through get their armor, you need to use them because they'll break down armor.
Huh. I think I've actually been buying FMJs for target shooting for a while.
I mean, you're supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe buying the
They're
wrong ones.
rounds.
I'm like, oh, book.
No,
okay, that's what I thought.
That's why they're most common to find. I'm getting more information actually. I'm learning myself some stuff here. I think I know a lot, but I don't know shit.
I mean, that's a big thing about the gun world. You can always learn something new.
Yeah, that's very true. There's so much information out there. It's kind of insane.
And believe it or not, people are willing to share as well. I can't tell you how many motherfuckers, even just like on a whim, just buying ammo, will just like stop and just have a conversation with me about like, oh, what are you buying? Oh, either this could work better or hey, I've been using this lately. And I love that. I love the camaraderie when it comes to like.
There's a lot of good people out there.
Kind of etiquette.
There's a lot of good people at ranges. You're gonna run into some assholes. I can tell you that much. You can't avoid assholes. They're everywhere.
I don't mean to be so antsy about them, but I hate the motherfuckers that fucking come up on us and will try to like give us a fucking class on how to shoot. Like, fucking back the fuck off, man. I don't know.
Hold up, dude. Like,
my friends.
I know I don't look the brightest, but I know a little bit.
Look, only my friends can correct me.
And I mean a little bit. I don't know very much.
It's just so random because I remember like
enjoy your time with their friends. I don't mind talking to somebody if they just want to strike up a conversation.
But, absolutely not. Hey, if anything, I love that because
would you like to fire this? Hey,
exactly.
Do you want to fire this? Because I kind of want to fire that. And it's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I don't give a fuck.
But the people I fucking hate are the ones that like start talking about like prices of guns. Like with the ones that start like, oh yeah, that's a good cheap one, and then starts talking about like theirs, like it's fucking like
yeah, I spent $1,300 on this gun.
On this fucking over fucking tricked out goddamn Glock 19. And just
I got an $800 suppressor that I paid $200 to get a tax stamp for, and
oh my god.
Okay.
I got my dick carved on it.
I never even brought up the topic I was going to talk about, but I think I'll talk about that in the after show podcast.
The after show? Okay, good.
I got the impression of my dick put onto the end of my gun.
I know somebody out there's done that.
Oh,
they haven't.
You know, I have the dong on my AK. Some people put dicks on those because they're called dongs. That's what they're called. They're called dongs. So some people put a dong in their dong.
I would love a dong. Oh my god, a dong. I'm
not gonna lie, I've thought about it. I've also thought about paying Sway to paint like a CS:GO skin on it. You whispered, I couldn't hear you.
You should. Oh my god, yes. What design do you have in mind?
I've been thinking about the fire serpent.
I'd have to see it.
Yeah, I'll pull it
Because
up.
I'm not gonna lie, any kind of design on that wood finish would look fucking schmicky.
Weird thing is, it doesn't really go over the wood too much. More or less over the fucking.
It would have to be
sheet
over the metal.
Yeah, typically. But I think I could probably get away with it being on the wood. Why is this? Why is there such shitty looking? Is this just Google being shitty right now? Oh wait, there we go. There's one here. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, share the screen. Share the screen.
Here, I'll go to the podcast share screen real quick so everybody else can see a little better. Well, actually, you can't see it that much better. Yeah.
That is.
Here, let's click on it and let's see.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's fucking sick ass skin, dude.
That is fucking nice.
What other AK skins? Let me look at some CS:GO AKs. CS:GO AK skins.
Oh, I guess people like the purple one.
There's the goddess. I think. Oh, Empress.
That one's
Empress
so much.
is six. Is sexy as fuck. I love that gun.
Yeah, but
Case
good
hardened.
looking. That looks a lot more like something you can do in real life. I don't know what the fucking.
You can get Cross-Eyed Misty, Neon Noir.
Eh.
Well, that guy's got stickers on his case. Neon Revolution. There we go.
Looks like something out of Fallout 4.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
Ooh,
That shit looks fucking sick.
that'd be my choice.
Fire Serpent. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it one day. Get pay Sway to paint it.
I've always
Wild
thought
Lotus
about
wouldn't be too bad. Wild Lotus is pretty sick.
Oh my god,
I would love to get the Emperor skin on mine. That shit would look so
that would
fucking
be
sick.
fucking impossible though. Holy shit.
It would be a little bit.
But if it
If
were.
anybody could do it, Sway could do it. Oh, get the Asimov.
That is literally the most Suede gun I've ever seen.
It is. He used to run the skin, I think.
Oh my
he used to run
god.
the Asimov skins. It's such a Suede look. It's such a good. Oh man. God. All right.
If you wanted to know Suede's motif, there it is.
Yeah. If you look at this fucking gun, like, that's just, well, actually, I can't even see it on the screen itself.
Oh,
I just looked over and realized that. Here, let me see if I can. I don't care about esports.com. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this bullshit?
cookies.
Fuck off.
run.
Fuck off. My wife's a baker. I don't need any more cookies. Alright, let's stop streaming. Okay, well, fuck. Hold on.
Ready to hit that after show?
Yeah, let's hit this after show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Clown Town podcast. We'll see you
We
guys next
appreciate
week.
ya.
Hopefully on time this time around. Probably getting 2 episodes this week. Whenever I get off work, let's record another podcast episode. So we can post this
Absolutely.
weekend.
We got you.
Hopefully we have a better topic. Hope you guys enjoyed these topics. Hope if you have suggestions for topics, if you made it this far in the podcast, one, thank you. But 2, suggest some down below. Maybe we'll put something on Twitter where I can do a topic request. Actually, I do have a request for next time. Let me keep that.
Oh, wait, really?
I'll keep that a secret. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's actually something I wanted to go over anyway. So that works out.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Suggestions from you guys would be fucking
Fucking
glorious.
amazing. But yep, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope to see you guys next week on the Chieftain Jehovah Variety Town's Chieftain Jehovah Variety
No, you
Town's
said it
Clown
right.
Town podcast. I said Chieftain Jehovah Variety Town.
Oh, you did. I wouldn't have noticed. Wow.
All right, bye.